McClatchy Newspapers, which has been doing a terrific job for a long time in covering both the Obama and Bush administrations, out with another very important story about memos that are being sent around to federal employees. It is a program that started a couple of years ago. It is called the Insider Threat Program. Already it sounds chilling. Oh, there's insiders among us and they are a threat and they must be dealt with. So McClatchy explains. Government documents reviewed by McClatchy illustrate how some agencies are using that latitude to pursue unauthorized disclosures of any information, not just classified material. So understand this. This is a memo that's going out and a program that has been installed for the entire federal government, not just programs and branches that deal with national security. This is not just the Department of Defense. It goes to the Department of Agriculture, Department of Education, all those different branches. And we have memos from inside those branches. They say you must find the insider threats, but not just of people that are leaking classified information, which they could argue is against the law, but leaking any information. You leak information against the government, whether it's like illegal to, not illegal to, classified, not classified, top secret, it doesn't matter. You're the enemy of the state. It's about to get worse. They explain. They say that the leaks to the media are equated with espionage. If you help inform the American people and you allow the media to do their jobs, and let them exercise their First Amendment rights, remember, we're supposed to have freedom of the press in this country, right? Espionage. Here's a Defense Department memo from June 1st of 2012. Hammer this fact home, they say. Leaking is tantamount to aiding the enemies of the United States. The enemy within, right? Now, to tell you about how broad the program is, McClatchy Newspapers explains. They also show how millions of federal employees and contractors must watch for high-risk persons or behaviors among coworkers and could face penalties, including criminal charges, for failing to report them. Wow. On the road to East Germany. So not only is it not just classified information anymore, not just the Department of Defense or intelligence, it's all the programs. But if you leak anything at the Agriculture Department, you're an enemy within. And if someone doesn't report you to Big Brother, they're facing criminal charges. If we had reason to believe and we're suspicious of you for not being sufficiently suspicious of the guy working next to you or the guy in another part of the building, you're now a criminal. Do you know that in East Germany, when we found the paperwork after the wall went down, turns out 1 out of every 10 East Germans were working with the government to identify people who were against the government. They would turn evidence against their family, their friends, their co-workers. And here we have a program called Inside Threat Program saying you must turn evidence against your co-workers, otherwise we're going to put you in jail. Now, we're not done yet. Some non-intelligence agencies already are urging employees to watch their co-workers for indicators that include stress, divorce, and financial problems. So now you're in everybody's business. Hey, did Bob down the hall look a little stressed? I better report him. Because if I don't report that he was stressed, I could be criminally responsible. So now the government has spies within the Department of Education and all these other departments who are looking around. Hey, what did Sally do? Is she a little stressed? Oh, ooh, she's having trouble with her husband. She shouldn't have said that during the coffee break. I'm going to write up a report about her because she's a possible insider threat. How sick is this? Now, look, you know how there's the analogy people always use where the frog in the boiling water and you don't notice it every time it goes up 1 degree, and next thing you know, you've boiled and you're dead, right? Well, here we are. We're boiling. We're boiling. An online tutorial titled Treason 101 teaches the Department of Agriculture and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration employees to recognize the psychological profile of spies. Now we're looking for psychological profiles of our coworkers who are going to be spies at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration? How mental is this? At the Department of Education, there's a memo that says that you must look out for, quote, frustrations with coworkers or the organization. If you show frustration with the government, well then obviously you must be against the government and action must be taken. Who isn't frustrated at work? This is the police state we live in now, but wait, there's one more irony. It's about people's profiles. This is a senior Pentagon official. See, because they got these memos, McClatchy did, from people who work inside the government. They're real. And here's a senior Pentagon official saying, quote, it's about people's profiles, their approach to work, how they interact with management. Are they cheery? Are they looking at Salon.com or The Onion during their lunch break? Now, not only are we up in everybody's business and we're looking at which websites they're going to, et cetera, right? But wait a minute, I was supposed to turn them in if they were stressed. I'm also supposed to turn them in if they're cheery. So why don't we all just turn everybody in? And the government wins. It protects itself against the American people. The water isn't kind of warm, it isn't kind of hot, it's already boiling. And by the way, is this really to protect us or to protect the government? Is it effective? Now, if they could point to, as Keith Alexander says, oh, there's 50 cases where we solved crimes, et cetera. This is a great program, super effective, right? On all these different things that they're doing. The reality is they can't prove one case where the spying worked. How about this program? Have they found all the insider threats? The program was started 2 years ago. As Stephen Aftergood says, nothing that's been done in the past 2 years stops Snowden. And so that fact alone casts a shadow over this whole endeavor. So you turned in everybody and you intimidated all those federal workers at the Agriculture Department, et cetera. And did you find the one guy who actually was going to leak? Nope. You didn't find him. Because these programs don't work. What they're designed to do is to intimidate employees and American citizens to shut up, bow their head, and understand that big government, big brother, is now in charge. This is not what America is supposed to stand for. If you've forgotten that, you've forgotten the whole point of the country.